What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Shinobi Squad Podcast. I'm fan service Renji.
Shana Mostella.
Let's get into today's topic. I want to talk about the sudden increase of cosplay influencers. What I mean by that is people in the cosplay community, not necessarily cosplayers. I'm just talking about anyone that goes to cons, people who are part of this world. There's a sudden rise of cosplayers who want to be influencers, for lack of better words, who want to be famous on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you guys have noticed on your social media feeds a bunch of people saying, hey, check out my live stream on Twitch. Check out my latest YouTube videos. I'm on TikTok. Make sure you follow me. Whatever platform they choose, I'm sure you've seen it. Or you've seen the people who really want to do it, but they're insecure and they want to test the waters. They say shit like, if I created a YouTube channel, would you guys subscribe? If I started doing live streams on Twitch, would you watch? For the record, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It is definitely a teaching moment, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we are here today. Once upon a time, not long ago, people in the cosplay community were hoes. For lack of better words, a bunch of y'all were hoes about anyone in this community trying to make something of themselves via cosplay, via conventions, or whatnot. People were portrayed as the bad guys of the community if they even had the slightest thought about profiting from the cosplay world.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter if you were a cosplayer, a photographer, an artist. The moment you put a price tag on anything you do and you try to sell it to the community, you were the biggest piece of shit. People would go on the forums, social media, and just bitch about how cosplay is a hobby. You shouldn't try to capitalize on it. This nerd world, this is our haven. This is our community. You shouldn't try to make money off your peers.
Mm-hmm.
A few cosplayers broke through that mold. Great example, Yaya Han, Jessica Nigiri. They found a way to market and monetize the cosplay world. They got so much hate on just that fact alone. It didn't matter what they actually did.
Mm-hmm.
They could have had a real ass business that sold clothing to high profile clients, or they could have sold slaves on the black market. It was all the same to the cosplay community. As long as you were making money, you were the devil. You were evil. And that's all people saw. Hold on to that point. You're not allowed to make money. You're not allowed to profit. You're not allowed to do better in life. That was ridiculous. That hate was only extended towards personalities, cosplayers, photographers, or whoever. That same mentality wasn't extended towards vendors, people in the artist alleys. Aren't these people out there trying to make money too? Aren't they selling to people like you? They're selling these products to the community. For some reason, these people never got that same hate. Why? Because they were a faceless organization. Even though an artist alley, it's an artist. So that's the brief history. The best example I can get into right now is the rise of cosplayers on Twitch. All of a sudden, every cosplayer wants to live stream. On one end, it makes sense. We're in a pandemic. There's no other way to interact with people. I've seen a lot of people just casually get on Twitch because they want to hang out with their friends. But I've also seen the rise of the people who are on Twitch because they're trying to be famous on Twitch. That's the conversation I want to have. Once again, for the record, we don't have a problem with people trying to get a piece of the pie. If you're trying to be famous on Twitch, or if you're trying to be famous juggling on the street corners, do you. That's your hustle. I wish you the best. What I want to talk about is the people that don't want to own up to what they're trying to do. The casual, I'm going to do this, and if I get famous, cool. I'm just not trying to tell nobody that's what I'm trying to do. First off, you just shooting yourself in the foot. You might as well just tell people what you're trying to do so people can decide if they want to support you or not.
Mm-hmm.
Stop tiptoeing around what you're trying to do. Then people don't even know if they want to support you. Well, maybe she's just on Twitch because she just wants to be on Twitch or whatever. I'm not a tune in. But if you're like, hey, I'm really serious about what I'm doing, people are going to support you more. But this sudden rise on Twitch just really had me thinking. So many cosplayers were so quick to speak out against fame in the cosplay community. They were so quick to speak out against monetizing this hobby we're in. But yet, all of a sudden, here they are trying to monetize the community they're in. Why I can say that and not blink an eye is this statement right here. I'm trying to become Twitch affiliate. Can you guys support me and watch me? Keyword, I'm trying to become Twitch affiliate. What does that mean, Shana?
Twitch affiliate just means you can start making money off of your streams. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple. You can start making money off your streams. If you didn't care about making money in the cosplay community, why would you ask people to help you become affiliate? It's okay if you live stream. If you want to just hang out with your friends and give them an avenue to chat with you or whatnot, but the key word is help me become affiliate. Why do you care about being affiliate if you don't care about capitalizing off this community? A lot of people want to argue, well, this is the Twitch community. It's not the cosplay community. Okay, but your Facebook, your Instagram, and what community are you advertising to?
The cosplay community. The only community you are a part of. The only community that you are advertising to no matter what you're doing. That's the people that you're advertising to, because the live stream community is something totally different. The gaming community is something totally different. If you're not already in that market, if you're not catering to that market, they're not going to be there. Guess who's not going to show up to your affiliate party?
Plain and simple. If you don't get that example, okay, let's take it back. Say you were a John Deere tractor enthusiast. Your Facebook and your Instagram is only people that love John Deere tractor. All of a sudden, you want to stream on Twitch and you want to play video games. Hey guys, check out my live stream. People on your social media only know John Deere tractor. The first question they're going to ask is, are you streaming John Deere tractors? And you're like, no, I'm going to be playing video games because I'm on this platform called Twitch. Right there. Didn't you just advertise your new endeavor to the community that you're supposed to just love for it's a hobby and not make money off of? But now all of a sudden you want the John Deere tractor community to follow you so you can become an affiliate and make money? That's what we're talking about. I don't have a problem with people making money off of whatever. If you can turn a hobby into a business, great for you.
There was a time when skateboarding and snowboarding, any boarding was just a hobby. And now look where it's gotten. It's a multi-billion-dollar company now. They have X Games, the Winter Olympics, just for them. Look at Tony Hawk. Look at Shaun White.
Tony Hawk got pizza roll endorsements or pizza bagels or whatever. This man skateboarded his ass off to become a professional skateboarder.
Oh, yeah. They both have video games out with their names on it. Shaun White got a bubblegum flavor just for him.
Greatest examples of hobbies that became mainstream, that became professional, that became businesses. Why can't cosplay become that? It's because a bunch of people got sticks up their asses and don't want their little hobbies to grow. But then some of these same people that talked that shit years ago are now trying to capitalize on what the people before them did.
Yeah.
That's the shit that annoys me. Oh, and best believe some of y'all on my social media, I remember the shit you used to talk about, all the cosplay guests before you, all the famous people, all the whoever's. But now some of these same people are trying to make money off the cosplay community.
I want to talk about this because this hits home for me a lot. I started live streaming way before the cosplay scene jumped on the bandwagon. way before I knew people were making money from it, way before I knew people were getting their recognition on it. And I started streaming on Twitch just to find a new avenue to where I could live stream video games freely. It took me a really, really long time to gain a following on Twitch because a lot of my peers had no idea what Twitch was or live streaming or anything or any of that stuff. And not to toot my own horn, but I was a Twitch affiliate way before my cosplay peers knew what that even was. And I'm talking years before. Like, nobody knew what Twitch was, and I was one of the first of my peers to know and to be affiliated at all. When I say nobody knew what Twitch was at the time, I'm referring to my cosplay peers. I'm referring to everyone now of my peer group who are now on Twitch. None of y'all knew what Twitch was.
All right, Shana, talk that shit. Talk that shit because you've earned it. Sometimes when people don't want to give you the credit, you got to give yourself that credit.
Oh, yeah.
You brought up some key points. This whole Twitch thing amongst the cosplay community is very based on the pandemic. A lot of people never even thought about streaming.
I don't know.
For whatever reason, being in this pandemic or seeing other people do it sparked an interest in live streaming on Twitch. I like to think a lot of the interest was sparked on the opportunity to make money, that Twitch affiliate status. Why do I say that? Almost all my peers that just started streaming on Twitch can't help but expose themselves. They always got to say, watch my stream because I'm trying to become affiliate. Nobody said, hey, just check out me stream because I'm just trying to have fun. So all of a sudden, y'all want to jump on this platform. Y'all want to have a following because you want to make money. Let's just be honest. If that's what you want to do, cool. I'm okay with people being real with it. But what tickles my butthole on a Sunday afternoon is when people want to fake the funk. Y'all still want to hold this high prestige and talk shit like, no, I'm all about the community. I just want to have fun. I don't care about making money. But deep down, you do. Twitch is just one example. And we'll get into others. But before I stray too far from Twitch, it is a very toxic thing that's happening. It's a toxic cycle of fake support. Fake support in the cosplay community is going on so strong right now. And nobody is noticing but me and a handful of other peoples. But I'm going to put you up on game. There's a lot of fake-ass supporters in the cosplay community right now. Why? Because they have ulterior motives. Shana witnessed this firsthand. She got pulled in this pyramid scheme.
We're going to talk about the Twitch affiliate share for share, where I saw my peers saying something like, oh, I'll share your stream if you share my stream, so on and so forth, so we can both reach affiliate status. And again, it's just one of those things where I'm seeing all this happen now, but back when I was becoming an affiliate, I didn't have that support. Nobody cared what I was doing. Nobody even knew what Twitch was. And then it just brings me to the point where I'm just like, just because you don't know what it is doesn't mean you can't help your fellow peer out. And now I'm just seeing everyone doing share for share. It's great for you guys, but it's also not cool. Those of us who have been on Twitch forever and we never got that kind of support.
It's like people didn't care about it until they had their ulterior motives.
Exactly.
They only want to share your stream and watch your stream so you can share theirs and watch theirs. I'll give you something if you give me something. I bet it was definitely frustrating for you when people message you like, I'll help you get to affiliate if you help me get to affiliate.
It's like, bitch, I was already affiliated already for years.
And that's what shows that these people never supported you in the first place because they didn't know any of that shit.
I did get a couple of those messages and I did feel a type of way. I had to tell these people and go out of my way and be like, guess what? I've already been on Twitch 4 years. Where were you? All of a sudden, it's like, because that person was in my DMs talking about share for share, you never noticed that I was on Twitch in the first place. And that's where I'm coming from.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel that. I get that a lot on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of people would be like, "I've been such a big fan of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Can you support my YouTube channel? Can you subscribe and watch and
Yep.
share?" And then a month later, they'll be like, "Oh, have you posted a video lately so I can share it?" And I'll get so pissed because I'd be like, "Bitch, if you were a real fan of my YouTube channel, you would have known I've posted a video every week for the last 2 years. How do you miss that?" Moment of clarity. That is no longer currently what's going on. I stopped posting videos on my YouTube channel every week, but there was a time span where I posted a video every week for almost 2 years, and I did not miss a week. These super fans, these people that were so supportive of me, wanted to hype me up and blow smoke in my ass so bad, but yet they don't know that I post a video every week. Then no, that's some fake shit. And that's what I'm seeing with the cosplay community in the Twitch scene.
Mm-hmm. A lot of us, you don't know. We had to go through the gaming community throwing stones at us because a lot of us just came on the scene. A lot of us before the pandemic came on the scene playing video games. We wanted to join in too. But a lot of us had to deal with the gaming community just being so mean to us and just saying so many things to us and DMing us all these mean and ratchet things all the time. You don't have to deal with that because all of y'all are bombarding the gate. Y'all are at the gates with your torches and your swords and your clubs and everything, just telling everyone to let you in. But for those of us who started on this platform, we had to trudge through all the hate just to get in the club. And now y'all at the gates trying to break down the club door. And it's just not cool.
Oh yeah, I've definitely have seen that. I've modded for Shana before.
Mm-hmm.
She used to stream with none of her actual friends watching her. She used to play Destiny, for example, a shooter game. A lot of y'all that stream on a regular know that shooter games draw the biggest douchebags and the biggest tryhards and the biggest know-it-alls. Why are you using that gun? Why are you doing that? You should do this. This is a better strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Shana is here streaming with no friends watching her. And since she was playing a hot game at the time, all these diehard fans of that game were tuning in just to talk shit to her, just to hurt her feelings. A lot of hardcore gamers, unfortunately, are still sexist. They get a kick out of pushing girls away.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of y'all haven't seen that yet right now because when you're streaming for your friends. Your friends are watching you. You don't have a real audience yet. Sorry to break that to you. You don't have a real audience yet. The only people watching you are your friends or your fake friends that are doing share for share. They don't care. Once they leave and regular, normal people of the live streaming community pop in, you're going to get some assholes.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be in for a rude awakening. One day you'll be streaming and 5-6 random assholes will pop in and just tell you how terrible you are at this game.
I just want to point out the fact that once people do the whole Twitch affiliate share for share thing, as soon as you become affiliated, then you kind of lose your ground. People start dropping like flies after that. Some people just feel like if you don't tell them to be there, they're not going to be there and they don't want to help you. If you've reached your goal already, that's when people decide not to be there for you. And a lot of that is true for a lot of us streamers. And as soon as you become affiliate, they don't have any other reason to be there for you, especially if they're not about that life. If they don't support you in general at all or whatever, they're not going to stick around after that.
Or vice versa. When they become affiliate,
Oh, yeah.
they don't have to play this game anymore. They ain't got to live this share for share lie. They got what they wanted and they're gone. Don't be surprised if people from your share for share group dip out. As soon as they get affiliate, they're never tuning into your stream again.
And then you got to rely on the people who are there on Twitch, who are looking for people that they want to follow and support. That's the real people that you want, because those are the people who are going to spend real money on you. People who are actually on Twitch to be entertained, to be a part of the culture. And if your share for share friends are just doing it just because you asked them to do it, guess what? They don't care about Twitch. A lot of them don't care. If they support you in general because you're just who they want to support, good for you. But a lot of that depends on who's watching you on Twitch. And a lot of those people come from the Twitch cash, for lack of better words. And those are the people who are looking at Twitch all day long.
Not trying to shit on anyone's parade. I know a lot of people are getting excited because they became Twitch affiliate. They saw that support early on, but let me be clear, boo-boo. That support is going to go away if you were part of this share for share Twitch community.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had these ulterior motives. They were only there for you so you could be there for them. Shana was included in a group from the Chicago region. I'm going to put y'all on blast. A bunch of people from Chicago all of a sudden decided to be on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
They started sharing all these people that they knew streamed, including Shana, but they didn't know she was already there. What the thread says something like, let's get us all to affiliate. Make sure you follow all these people every time they stream so we could all be there.
I knew this one girl who was one of the last of the Chicago group to become an affiliate. And she even told me straight up, after that, every one of those people just dropped. Every one of them. She might have kept like one person, two people, whatever. But a lot of them were just not there anymore for her anymore. That's so sad that you're only there to support somebody just because that's what you're doing at the time.
I bet they got their status and they dipped out.
Yep.
Never tuned in again.
And that comes with the territory too, because a lot of the time you have to stagger when you're going to be online, because you know your friends, especially if they're your friends who followed you too. If you want those same people to watch you, you got to schedule your streams at a different time than all of the rest of your followers. I went through that a lot when I first started streaming. Even now to this day, I pay attention to my audience. I know who's there for me. I know who watches me on certain days, at certain times. You, at some point, if you're serious about streaming, you will cater to everyone else's schedule because you want to get the most out of your time streaming. You want the most out of everyone else's time who's going to watch you. So you want to strategically stream at times where people are going to be online watching you when they're not streaming.
That's definitely a struggle and definitely a moment of clarity. You got so used to these people tuning into you, but they weren't really there for you. Now all these people are too busy streaming themselves.
Oh, yeah.
They can't be consumers when they're trying to be creators. How can they watch you when they're trying to get you to watch them?
Exactly.
I'm just trying to give y'all some real fortune cookie wisdom, because being an affiliate is the first step. But then there's so much more beyond that. Being an affiliate means you have an opportunity to make money.
Mm-hmm. And I want to make it clear to you guys, you only get paid when people subscribe to you. There's a difference between follow and subscribe. It's different than YouTube. You don't just gain money from ad revenue like if you're a partner of Twitch. That's something totally different. That's a whole new ballgame. That's when you can treat Twitch as kind of like a full-time job, because you have to dedicate a certain amount of hours to Twitch to get to that point. But affiliate just means you have to gain some kind of revenue from the people who are subscribing to you.
Or if they give you cheers, for example.
And in my years that I've been on Twitch, I have had advertisements played during my stream, and that's just like the luck of the draw. I don't know why that happens, but it's happened to me. But I've been on there for quite a long time, and I know a lot of people who don't have that, and it's surprising to people who watching me on stream. They're like, you got an advertisement, you got a commercial, what's going on? Like, I've had that a couple of times where people are just like flabbergasted that I got a commercial. But just because you're a Twitch affiliate doesn't mean you're gonna get paid.
You can stream for hours on end, day after day, but if nobody tunes in, if nobody hits subscribe, nobody gives you a cheer, nobody donates, you don't get any money. That's the honest truth.
The point that I wanted to make here is respect the art. You can't be a singer without listening to the radio, listening to music. You can't be an actor if you don't watch movies or go to plays. You just have to respect the art form. You can't do something unless you're really into it, is what I'm trying to say.
You can't really create something you don't consume. How do you know what's popping? How do you know what's what? How do you live stream if you don't care about other live streamers or care about the content they're creating?
And where I want to get just a little bit personal with it, at some point when it comes to Twitch and live streaming, it just becomes silly to me because a lot of this is being oversaturated. A lot of you who are jumping on right now don't understand how long it took to become an affiliate in the first place before all the share for share, before the pandemic, before people were all on there trying to get a piece of it. And I just feel like a lot of you don't respect what people did before you on Twitch because you're just on there, just getting on there, thinking that it's easy. But you don't respect the art form that goes with it. Because like I said earlier, I had to fight off the people who were, like Twitch heads and game heads and people who were on there to watch real gamers and people who actually do this all the time. They were mean. I had to fight off all of them, but a lot of you on here now just don't get that. And you don't respect the art form that comes with it.
I know we're using Twitch a lot for these examples, but you can input any other art form. Say acting. You come to LA. Oh, no. Actually, anywhere. If someone says they want to be an actor, people laugh at you. Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to be an actor? Pfft.
So does everybody.
True. You come to LA, you say that same thing. People aren't impressed because the market's oversaturated, but it's not a shock. Why is it not a shock? Because enough people have come to LA to become actors. It's normal. Just like in the same way, so many cosplayers before you have made it normal to try to become famous, to try to make money off of the community. Just like how so many new people are trying to get on Twitch. As Shana said, it's become silly to some people to say, yeah, I live stream on Twitch because it's so oversaturated. It goes back to people who come to LA saying, yeah, I'm trying to be an actor. Yeah, so is everyone else. I'm trying to get famous on Twitch. Yeah, so is everyone else.
Yeah, get in line.
Get in line, take a number. You're going to be here a while.
Honestly, I don't take it seriously anymore. I really don't. And it's just something that I know I'm going to get a lot of shit over it, but it's just, you have to understand where a lot of us come from, who have been on Twitch for years, and now it's just like, all of a sudden, it's like the greatest thing on earth, and everyone wants to do it. That's cool and all, but for those of us who have been on there, like, grinding, I just feel like it's silly now.
To me, it just goes back to people disrespecting the art form. I've lived here in LA. I know how hard it is to land a role in a movie, a show, even the most minor roles. Once again, it tickles my butthole on a Sunday afternoon when someone from the middle of Ohio says shit like this. Well, if I lived in LA, I'd be famous right now.
Exactly.
How, bitch? You're going to be famous when? When you're handling a trade-in at GameStop? You're going to be famous when? When you go punch in at McDonald's this weekend? When are you going to be famous doing the basic shit you're doing in Ohio? Just because you all of a sudden moved to LA doesn't mean you're going to be an actor. You've never even been in a YouTube video. And that's the shit that pisses me off. I'm not even a full-time actor like that, but I know friends that have put in years. They've taken acting classes. They have acting coaches. They've invested their life. They act 24/7 on YouTube, on TikTok. Whenever they can get on stage, they do it. They go to auditions 5 to 10 times a week. They get turned down. They pay management fees for these opportunities to get turned down. They still haven't landed these big roles. Yet Joe Blow in Ohio working at GameStop can just be like, if I lived in LA, I can be an actor. That shit pissing me off because some of my peers back in Chicago said the same shit when Shana and I were on that cosplay reality show. Well, if I was in LA, I could be on that show. How, bitch? The show is a cosplay crafting show. You've never made a cosplay in your life.
And stuff like that, honestly, that just hurts my soul because you saying that is just you not understanding the craft. You're not respecting the craft. You're just saying, oh, good for you. You're in California. You can be an actress and do whatever you want. Good for you. Well, it's good for you to sit on your mom's couch in her basement and still talk that shit thinking you can be something when you've never left the front porch.
Mm.
That's what I just want to say.
Yeah.
Because honestly, even with that being said, like, yeah, people can act on TikTok and YouTube now that it's become that kind of thing. But imagine spending your own money going to auditions, spending your own money getting to these events that weren't even trying to like call for you, but you show up anyway because that's what you want to do. That is the hustle. That is the true nitty-gritty that you just don't understand by y'all out here just thinking that this is all a game. It's not.
I'm not the most mechanically inclined person, but I'm not sitting at my house saying, well, if I only had the proper wrench, I could fix my car. I could take this whole thing apart and fix my motor. Oh, yeah, it sounds good on paper. If I just had the right set of tools, I can fix this car. No, you can't, bitch. Just like if you're in LA, doesn't mean you're going to be a famous actor. Just because I got tools in a garage, don't mean I'm going to fix every car that comes my way.
Just because I work at NASA doesn't mean I'm going to fly a freaking shuttle into space.
Exactly. You got to play your role. If you ain't got no experience and no talent in it, it ain't going to happen like that, boo-boo. I'm sorry. And that's what I mean by people don't respect the art. People don't respect the grind. They see someone else successful and they're like, psh, I can do that. I'm going to jump on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and I'm going to be famous.
Sure. I mean, go for it. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying it's not easy.
I'm not trying to discourage anybody, but I just want to use this as a teaching moment. There's so much work that goes into all of this. We even spoke in a previous podcast where we talked about touring with up-and-coming hip-hop artists. You're going to land some gigs. You're going to make some money, but the journey is so much longer than that.
Oh, yeah.
You might hop on Twitch, YouTube, or whatnot, start making some money, but you have a long road coming. And I guess I'm just saying, people got to humble themselves first off.
Oh, yeah.
Just because you made it to the front gate, you're affiliate now, you have just begun this marathon.
You have a long way to go, buddy.
You just put on your shoes, but this marathon is miles and miles long. I guess that was lesson 1. Respect the art form, respect the craft. Lesson 2, I would say support your peers. Like, really support your peers. You don't have to support all of them. Obviously, as we just said, this whole cosplayer influencer market is becoming oversaturated. Choose a handful and really support them. Past and present. Don't forget about the people that paved the way for you. I know a lot of y'all be following some of these cosplayers that did these things before you. You saw them posting their YouTube channel, their podcast, or Twitch, or whatnot, but you decided not to tune in, not to care. Well, now it's about time to care. It's what they call pay it forward. Support someone else. Put that positive energy out so someone will support you. I know some people really be out there arrogant as shit thinking they're just going to post their content and want all these people to support them out of nowhere. Oh, yeah, I'm talking shit to some of my peers. Not once have any of these people shared my video or shared Shana's shit, shared a picture, but all of a sudden, now that they're trying to be an influencer, they want to ask for handouts. Hey, can you share my shit? And yet still won't share anything I do. And I'll just tell them straight up, no, bitch, I'm not going to share your shit because you've never shared anything I've done. Support your peers. It goes a long way. Like, really support your peers.
Because a lot of artists remember who was there for them. And don't take it personally when they don't support you back, especially if they've been doing things way longer than you have, or if you just started and you never supported them at all. Don't take it personally. It is what it is.
One of the people on my Facebooks, one of my friends, try to talk that same shit. This person just started being on YouTube during the pandemic, just started doing anything influencer-wise. She really had some tall balls. She was talking that shit. You guys could support me and share my videos, or you can choose not to, but keep this in mind. I'm not going to forget who supported me and who didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I had to hold my tongue so much. My first thought was, bitch, where was you at when I was doing this? And I'm still doing this. And a bunch of other people
Mm-hmm.
have been doing this. I'm good friends with people in her circle. I've never once seen her share a video from even her good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Now you on your high horse demanding respect when you never gave it out in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
That's the shit I'm talking about. You can't get support unless you're showing support.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about real support, not that ulterior motive. I'll share you if you share me. People like myself and probably many others observe who shares other people's content.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm sitting back watching a whole array of cosplayers or people in the community who want to be influencers just demanding shares, demanding support when they have not once even clicked like on someone's content.
Mm-hmm.
That shit goes a long way. And yes, people do remember that.
Oh, yeah.
The next lesson people learn is don't waste your reach. The way Instagram and Facebook be working, you can't afford to share everybody because the reach, for those that don't know what reach is, the amount of people that see what you post is limited.
Mm-hmm.
You start to have to pick and choose who you share. If you're someone like me and you notice someone that hasn't been messing with you like that,
Mm-hmm.
someone that hasn't supported you, of course you're not going to waste your reach saying a damn thing about this person.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the next lesson. Really support people if you want that support back.
Support someone for whatever they do, not just for what you do personally. I know this girl who I won't name. This person never supported me when I was on Twitch, but way before she was ever on Twitch, but only ever mentioned me when she started a Twitch, conveniently.
That share for share shit.
This share for share shit. It was one of those things where, it was the start of the pandemic. People were trying to be there for their peers and things like that. But this person really wasn't my friend. She was just someone who I knew within the community, the cosplay community. But I noticed whenever she was a part of something, that's when she wanted to share, not just me, but like other people too.
Mm-hmm.
Great example. When this girl saw me on Twitch, every once in a while she would be on there rooting me on and just saying like, oh, I want to support you. I want to do this. Hey, what's up? What's up?
But would she actually stay for the live stream or did she just say hi and dip in like 20 minutes?
Oh, yeah. She was staying on for a hot 10 minutes.
Ooh.
10 minutes. I would give her 10 minutes because it
Exposed.
would be something like 7 or 8 minutes, but I
Yeah.
would give her 10 minutes, a cool 10.
Round up.
I will round up to the nearest 100.
Wendy's round up for the holiday season.
After that, when I started OnlyFans, crickets. And guess why? That same person does not have OnlyFans. But I noticed this with a lot of other things. When this person was into certain things, I would see her hype other people up.
Like what?
Before the pandemic, she was all about cosplay. And when she was watching a certain show or a certain movie was like the It movie or an anime was the It anime at the time, every time I would happen to cosplay from those things, oh, guess what? Guess who was there to be my hype woman? Oh, I see you're doing this. Oh my God, that's so great. That's so great. Shared me on the story, shared me on their timelines, shared me on Facebook, shared me everywhere. Perfect example. I cosplayed Avatar Kyoshi from Avatar The Last Airbender. When the book for Kyoshi was coming out, The Rise of Kyoshi, when that was coming out, I reposted the picture. Yaya Han, greatest cosplayer ever. She's the queen in my universe. She reposted my picture. But before that, I want to say like a whole year before that, I had worn Avatar Kyoshi to a convention that this girl was at. Didn't say anything. It was crickets. Didn't even acknowledge me. All of a sudden, because this book was trending, this cosplay was trending, everything was going on, Yaya Han had shared me. Then that's when this person wanted to share me on their story, share me on their Instagram, share me on their Facebook timeline, everything. That's when I all of a sudden became important to this person.
Is that ulterior motive shit. She probably shared it because she wanted that association of you
Mm-hmm.
and Yaya and the relevance of that book to come back to her.
Mm-hmm.
Check out my girl Shana. She's cosplaying Kiyoshi from the new book, Avatar Kiyoshi. And also, she needed Yaya to validate you,
Mm-hmm.
even though she's your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she saw you in real life a year prior wearing this cosplay, but it wasn't until the book was coming out, it was trending, and Yaya shared you. That was the validation to make it about her.
Mm-hmm.
I know this cosplayer that Yaya shared. I know this cosplayer that looks awesome from this series of this new book that just came out. She wasn't supporting you because she supports you. She was supporting you because she had something to gain. She wanted notoriety through the association of either you, Yaya, or this book.
Mm-hmm.
That book is a stretch, but it shows that you're relevant. You know what's happening in the world. The next lesson I want to go over in my class of fortune cookie wisdoms that we dropping right now. Don't be jumping trends.
Mm-mm.
Be passionate about what you trying to be famous for.
Mm-hmm.
Show some commitment to what you're trying to do. Why? Because we notice.
Mm-hmm.
People in the fandom notice. Unfortunately, a lot of our peers within this community, they want to jump on the bandwagon and be trend hoppers. I'm not just talking about series in general.
Mm-hmm.
I don't knock people being series bandwagon jumpers because sometimes you don't know what's a hot series.
Mm-hmm.
I remember people got so much shit for liking Attack on Titans. Well, Attack on Titans was a good ass anime series. It was different at the time. Of course, people are going to jump to it. Or even Demon Slayers. People are like, oh, you just a Demon Slayer fanboy. Yeah, if it's good, I'm going to be a fanboy of it. Just like Game of Thrones or whatever show you watch. It doesn't have to be anime. I'm talking about platforms and just genre jumpers. That's kind of hard to believe at times. There are certain people that are going so hard for cosplay. I love cosplay. I love cosplay. I love cosplay. All they do is post about cosplay on their social medias. And then all of a sudden, they're doing something else.
Oh, yeah. I've seen cosplayers jump from cosplay to video games. Never, ever mention playing a video game in their entire life. Never. Never on social media talking about that. Then I've seen the same people jump from cosplay to playing D&D. Or even playing video games to D&D all of a sudden. I'm like, you have never, ever in your life mentioned D&D. And D&D is another culture that I really want to speak out about. I don't know a lot about D&D. I just know the culture. I know the fandom. I know the people who play it. People have been playing D&D for decades. I want to say like centuries. That's what it seems like.
I mean, the original D&D was really when knights were going out and fighting dragons back in the olden days.
For real, for real.
For real, for real. But if you guys watch shows like Stranger Things, which is based out of like the late 70s or 80s, it's been a thing for a long time.
I feel so much for those people because D&D has been a part of so many people's lives, even more than cosplay, even more than video games, even more than whatever the people are into right now.
And quick note, just to go back to what we were originally saying, people used to get shunned and tortured because they were D&D fans. Oh, you losers, you gonna play Dungeons and Dragons in your basement? These people had to go through the shit.
I remember as a kid getting shunned upon because I was interested in playing D&D. No one ever taught me because I didn't find the right kind of people to teach me, people that were actually into it at the time. But I had an interest in it when I was younger, but then like people just told me, "Oh, you're a nerd. You're stupid for wanting to play D&D and blah blah blah." Look at it now. So many people I see now, my peers even, people who have never, ever, ever, ever said anything about D&D are out there now because it's on Twitch, because people are doing it through live stream now. They think that it's the shit now. They think it's going to be the next best thing. But let me tell you, a lot of people who play D&D for real aren't on that live streaming thing when it comes to playing D&D. D&D is played amongst people who love it, who are genuinely into it, close knit. Even during the pandemic, I'm sure there's people like gathering and playing this game.
That's true. I have seen my friends on Facebook post their D&D social distance gathering where people are spaced out and wearing masks so they can play this live in person.
Oh, yeah. It's a big thing. I feel the most for these people who are actually into it and who've been playing it for generations and stuff, because there's so many new people right now who are just thinking that it's another cash grab. D&D, if you know, you know. And you know how ridiculous these new people who are just jumping on it now, how they look right now.
Unfortunately, within the cosplay community, every time something's trending, every time something's popping, there's people that want to capitalize on it, even if they're not a part of that community. That's what we call culture vultures. We had this discussion before. This discussion has happened in the cosplay community for years. There was a time where cosplay and comic cons and anime conventions were just looked at like the scum of the earth. You guys are a bunch of losers, and why would you do that? All of a sudden, when cosplayers started coming up and it became the most popular trend in the world, all of a sudden, all these people that were never part of the community, models that never made it, actors that never made it, fitness people that look good and they got a body, all of a sudden they started putting on costumes. It's like, hey, I cosplay too. Look at me. Not trying to disrespect any of y'all out there in the cosplay community, but let's face it, some of y'all came to this community because y'all saw dollar signs behind it. Culture vultures. I've said it before in a personal YouTube video called Culture Vultures. I don't knock anyone for trying to get a piece of the pie. If you can make money doing anything, do you. If you were a failed model, actress, singer that couldn't make it in your craft and you want to make money in cosplay, then come on down. But the line is, don't expect people just to embrace you all of a sudden. That goes the same to everyone else jumping these trends. Don't be surprised if you're a cosplayer and you jump on the Twitch and the Twitch gaming community hates you. You could be the hottest girl ever and they can be like, okay, so you're hot. What else do you have to offer? There's a lot of hot girls out there in the cosplay community, but that doesn't mean they're successful as a cosplayer or a Twitch person. Some people see through all that. So if you want to jump trends to like D&D, if you've never been about that life, people see that shit. The D&D community is not just going to embrace you with open arms. Why would they? They spent years getting shit on. All of a sudden, because you're a influencer from some other community and you want to be a part of what they're doing, hoping to make money, they're not going to accept you. Some of them might, but a lot of them won't. As we see within the cosplay community where people are still bitter about what Jessica Nigri did 10 years ago, some people won't let that shit go. Anyways, just bringing it back, don't be a trend jumper. If you really don't like that shit, then don't even fake it.
Oh, yeah.
People are going to see through it.
Being passionate about something will carry you through all the dark times, all the times that you don't get love, all the times you don't always get the kind of response you want. Having passion for something will carry you through those dark times. It'll give you hope to keep moving forward.
Also, if you don't really enjoy what you're doing, you're not going to keep doing it.
Right.
I see that so much with these trend jumpers. People that started cosplaying because they thought that was their chance to get famous. As soon as they don't get enough likes or shares, man, I quit cosplay. You've only been doing it for a year. They jump on the Twitch. Man, I'm not making any money off of Twitch. They quit Twitch. They jump to D&D or growing tulips or cutting down lumber and join the lumberjack community. Whatever you do, you're going to keep quitting if you really don't like it. The fame and the come up will never happen if you don't enjoy it. As Shana just said, You're going to have times where people don't like anything you do. You're going to have times where people say your content is shit.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that keeps you going is you enjoy what you're doing.
I've seen countless people who were so hype about cosplay quit that, start up Twitch, get so hype about that, barely get followers, quit that, pick up YouTube, their videos never get monetized, throw that away. Then they go on TikTok, never get paid from that because TikTok doesn't pay anybody. Get bored with that, pick up something else. I've seen people do so many things, and it's just like, I'm a consumer who I like to see when people are passionate about something, because that's the only way I'm going to follow people in my own like consumer universe. Like, if I see somebody else doing something that I see that they're passionate about, I will follow them. I will follow them till the wheels fall off. If I see someone who's just playing pretend, I'm not going to follow that person.
Yep.
That's just how it is. Plain and simple.
It's like what they say, jack of all trades, master of nothing.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of us ain't trying to follow jack of all trades. Also, at the same time, we can only support so many things. Do you want to be a cosplayer, or do you want to juggle on the riverfront on Sunday afternoons? I can't support everything. Because last week you were a lumberjack champion, and the week before that you were a pro soccer player. Like, what do you want to do? At some point, when you keep saying, I'm doing this now, I'm doing this now, I'm doing this now, and there's no consistency, they don't build off each other, people aren't going to take you seriously. And at some point, why would they?
Yeah.
They invest in all your little endeavors knowing you're not serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that's trending. It's something that you think is your get-rich-quick scheme, and it fails. Why would they invest any amount of time on shit you're not serious about when they can finally sit down and catch up on Game of Thrones?
Good example. Very good example. Renji and we have this podcast, right? We've been consistently putting out episodes every week. You guys know it. Take me in the same breath. I'm in the podcast, obviously. I've been on, since I started my OnlyFans, what I tell my people who follow me on there, I want to consistently put out new content weekly. What have I been doing since I started my OnlyFans? Been putting out content, new content, consistently, weekly. I have a new costume set released. I can do OnlyFans. I can do this podcast weekly. I just want to put that as a great example, as there's people out there who can deliver you constant content, weekly, monthly, whatever it is, whatever that they're promising you that they're going to do. There's artists out there who will do that consistently. I'm a good example. Renji's a good example. Here it is. That's the difference between people who are jumping ship every time they think something's going to go down, every time they think that something's not popular anymore or whatever. That's the difference between someone who's doing that and someone who actually has passion for what they're doing.
Commitment is the key. I'm not going to lie. There's times where this podcast doesn't get as many views or downloads as I want it to, but that doesn't stop me from doing this every week.
Oh, yeah. I love doing this podcast every week.
Yeah, there's certain topics that don't trend as much, but it's stuff we want to talk about. Same with my YouTube. My views have been all over the place thanks to this pandemic and the algorithms and stuff like that, but I still crank out content. It's because we're passionate about what we do. There's some people that can't even deliver on a monthly basis. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm a flex. This means a lot. If people are serious creators, they're going to keep creating regardless of the views or the money they take in.
Mm.
Not trying to tell you who to support, but I'm trying to tell you these are the people you need to support. Your favorite cosplayer might all of a sudden jump on Twitch or start a podcast and post for like 2 months and then just disappear for 6 months. Well, they didn't deserve your time. They thought it was a hot idea and they couldn't keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Give your time, your money, and your attention to the people that are really serious about what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, within this cosplay community, so many people just want to do anything just to get that little bit of fame for that week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sorry when I say this, but they don't deserve your time. They're not serious and they're just teasing you. That's it. They're just doing it for them. They're not doing that for you. Why do I keep creating the shit I create? Is because I know that there's people that want to hear it. I know there's people that subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our podcast because they look forward to what's coming next week.
Mm-hmm.
I could get mad about the views and the downloads I don't get, but then I would be neglecting the people that have been here supporting what we do.
Yeah.
So even if 2 people listen to this podcast this week, I'm still going to make another podcast next week to make sure those 2 people get what they subscribe for.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's about. Content creators, y'all got to create for the people that follow you. Y'all got to create because you love it, not because you think it's going to do this for you. Unfortunately, too many people create for other reasons.
Mm-hmm. For all the new content creators out there, just know that it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. There's going to be good days and bad days. Just don't quit. If you're passionate about it, just keep creating. Just keep doing it. No matter how many people are watching you. Just keep doing what you do best because at the end of the day, that's all you can do.
So many people are quick to jump trends, jump on these bandwagons that they lose who they really are.
Mm-hmm.
They may get their moment here and there, but at the end of the day, they just keep chasing what's next.
Mm-hmm.
There's no worse feeling than not knowing what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these trend jumpers, that's what they go through. They don't know how they got their response, how they got their following, so they're constantly on edge. What do I do next? Is this cool? Is this cool? I feel sorry for them. When you become popular or famous for what you do, then you have nothing to worry about. You know what your audience is. It's not about how many people, it's about the quality of people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I guess that's a good stopping point. Hope you guys have learned a thing or 3 from this video. For the record, one more time. We don't have any problems with the influx of cosplay influencers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad many more of our peers think they can make money and make something of themselves from this community.
Mm-hmm.
The cosplay world is the fastest growing trend in the world. Someone's going to capitalize off of this.
Mm-hmm.
Why not let it be you? Yeah, we said some things that seem negative per se, depending on what end of the stick you're on. But we just dropping the truth. That's all we can do.
Oh, yeah.
I'm tired of all these so-called cosplay influencers, all these people on podcasts or whatnot. People just want to fluff and just talk about the good shit, but they never want to talk about the real shit. But that's why we do it. We try to distinguish ourselves from all these new podcasts popping up. Everyone wants to talk about hypotheticals and shit like that. But nobody wants to talk about the real shit they lived through. Shana and I have lived through this shit.
Yeah.
We have peers that lived through this shit. Y'all know my resume. Y'all know the cosplayers I associate with. Y'all seen the shit. Y'all seen Shana on the red carpet for the Avengers Endgame premiere. Y'all see the level of people we've worked with. So that's what we want to give to y'all. Some real life experiences.
Because we only keep it real here. We only give you our ups and our downs. All of it. We give you the nitty gritty, the things that people don't usually say. I want you guys to get the real advice, the real notion of what's really going on. We ain't over here trying to be overly positive and give you cotton candy when it's really shit and covered in sugar.
With that said, y'all know the routine. Follow us on the social medias. I said it before. That includes OnlyFans. OnlyFans is free.
At least mine is.
Yeah. Some people's OnlyFans is free, so check it out. A lot of cosplayers are transitioning to OnlyFans because, as we know, Instagram and Facebook are now trash. We all need a new platform. Some of y'all are too young to remember when people shifted from MySpace to Facebook. That shift is happening once again. whether it be on TikTok, whether it be on OnlyFans. Y'all gotta get with it, especially if these accounts are free, like Shana's and myself. Follow us on OnlyFans.
I'm posting exclusive lewds that I will never post on Instagram or Facebook, just for the fact that Facebook and Instagram will not show you these pictures because of algorithms, is because they suck. But honestly, OnlyFans is the place where I'm posting all of these pictures, and I want you guys to be a part of it because a lot of this stuff you're going to miss out on if you're only following me on those social medias. So, OnlyFans, please give me a follow. I would greatly appreciate it.
And I will be posting full cosplay photo shoot sets. Sometimes when I drop a new cosplay, I might post like 1 or 2 pictures on my other social medias. But on OnlyFans, you will see the entire photo shoot before anyone else does. I still have pictures from shoots I did years ago that I never fully posted on Instagram. So that's where y'all can see that shit. Enough self-promotion.
All the self-promotion.
Okay, I got this new sneaker line coming out. It's only available at my apartment right in the parking lot. So yeah, they old shoes that I used to wear, but still my sneaker line because I crossed off the Nike logo and wrote Renji on it. Exclusive. No, I'm just playing with you. I'm not at that point yet. Yet. Another quick note. I know some of y'all watch this on YouTube. Don't forget, you can also get this on any streaming platform like Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, all the major streaming platforms. Just look up Shinobi Squad Podcast. Some of y'all have messaged me saying, I want to watch your podcast, but I can't keep my data on all the time. I drive to work and I would love to listen to it for work. Boom, there you go. You can get on these streaming platforms and download these podcasts for free every episode, and you can just listen to it at your leisure while you're driving in the car, while you're at work trying to do something else, while you're working out. They're available to download so you don't have to waste your data. Whew. All right, now I'm done advertising. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I'm fan service Renji.
Shana Mostella.